Hey guys, it's Joy here for Honeybee Stamps. Today I have a fun foiled card, and this was the first time that I have used the wax seals, the melting wax, and so I had fun with that today too. I am starting with the background. I have my hot foil machine on. I'm using the Ombre Dots hot foil plate, but I do want to cut my foil. I'm using Aura foil. This is my favorite foil. I do try to make myself use other colors of foil sometimes, but this is my go-to all the time. I love gold anything, but it has a little bit of this shimmery, iridescent look to it that I think is so complementary to everything else in your design all the time. I'm using a paper trimmer that from Spellbinders, and you can just lay your foil plate on and you'll know exactly how much foil you'll need. I am going to foil on colored cardstock, which sometimes can act a little funny, but for the most part this turned out right. But I did something funny that I'm going to out myself. Once this got nice and hot, I forgot to push the button to blink it it blinks for a minute and then you run it through. I totally forgot that, but it still foiled pretty darn well. And the tiny spot that didn't foil great, I was able to cover it up anyway, so it was not a problem. I started with my melting wax here. I did the gold and I did one that you can see, but I decided to do gold and pink. So I am using the All That Glitter, Happy Hearts and All That Glitter. So the pink from Happy Hearts and the gold from All That Glitter, and I did a mix. I am running that gold plate now that everything was heated up through my die cut machine, and I'm just letting my little wax melt thing here melt with my tea light candle underneath. And I just figured I can get two things done at once. But look at that fun foil plate. It's such a pretty background. Then I am taking a smaller frame from the Scalloped A2 card frames and cutting out the portion that I want for the background. And then I want to do a little bit of ink blending. I want to darken up this tealish green cardstock. So I'm using Simon Says Stamps Royal Ink just at the bottom, and it's really light. In person you can see it more, but it is fairly subtle. And then I'll take a dry rag and just gently buff off any ink that will be sitting on top of the foil. So it's kind of like a foil resist. Then I'm using the Damask cover plate and adding that to the background. So that's going to give us a fun texture. This background is so pretty, but it's going to give a fun texture. And a couple spots it didn't impress as well that I needed it to, so I ran it through one more time. Then I die cut 2 leaves from vellum cardstock. This is the Lovely Layers Greenery. And I didn't want anything with color, so that's why I chose to go with vellum. Now I'm using the silicone mat from Honeybee Stamps, pouring in my gold and pink mixture. And I'm using the rose wax stamper. And look at how pretty that is. Oh, I love that it mixed colors. So this was way fun, and I can see why people like to use this kind of thing all the time. Then I'm using the largest scallop frame, and I am die cutting from white cardstock. This will be the background, and I can put this in place. This will go on top of the white A2 size card base. This smaller piece that we foiled and die cut is going to have some foam tape behind it. Sorry about my phone there, you guys. Something was happening that I needed to check. Then I can peel back that release paper and put that right in the center. And I love scalloped edged frames. I think it's so soft and pretty. Now I had originally done a larger sentiment and it didn't fit well on the design, so I went back in and stamped the Big Hugs sentiment. This is from the Best of Everything stamp set, and it does have a coordinating die. And what I like about it is when you die cut, it die cuts apart the big and hugs, so you can lay this out however you want, which was totally perfect for this design today. I stamped that with the Intense Black ink. Then I can put in place the rest of the elements here. A little bit of liquid glue at the base of the vellum. This will be covered up so you won't see it. I have some gold twine from my stash. I'm just going to wrap this around my hand, make a circle, and then make a figure 8 basically. This I want to go behind that little wax seal that we created. So I'm going to add a bunch of liquid glue here so it'll hold that in place. And then I can pop that in place and that will hold down nicely. And I want it to be a little bit messy, so I kind of fluffed it up a little, I guess. And then some more liquid glue, and that wax seal can go right on top. And that's a fun little pop of color with the pink and the gold against that teal kind of color. Then foam tape behind the Big Hugs sentiment and popped that in place. And then this card is finished, you guys. It's on an A2 size background, and look at how great that is. Thank you guys so very much for stopping by and watching. I hope that you enjoyed this project, and I hope that you feel inspired. Have a wonderful day. Bye.